Ever imagine winning a date on a hit TV show
And then later finding out.
only to find out later
Yeah.
that charming bachelor was a serial killer?
Oh, so creepy.
It's the chilling reality we're diving into today.
Right.
The story of Rodney Alcala,
The dating game killer.
the dating game killer. You've sent over like a stack of articles, court records.
Oh, yeah.
Even a 48 Hours episode about him.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Definitely makes for some creepy pre-deep dive reading.
It's truly fascinating and disturbing. You know how
Yeah.
Alcala just existed like in normal society.
Right.
Even charmed his way onto that dating show.
Right.
All while like committing these horrific crimes.
It's that contrast that makes this case so unsettling.
Totally.
So let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
What do we know about Alcala's early life?
Well, his early years are a bit of a mystery.
Okay.
We know he was born in Texas in 1943, and we know his father left the family when he was young. And, that kind of disruption can have a huge impact on a child's development.
Right. And I noticed one source, his Wikipedia entry, mentions a military psychiatrist diagnosing him with antisocial personality disorder while he was in the Army.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And that's significant because this disorder often involves like a disregard for social norms, lack of empathy, and manipulative tendencies.
Got it.
It's not a, direct path to becoming a killer, but it does give us some context for understanding his actions later on.
Okay, so let's fast forward to 1968.
Right.
This is when we have his first documented attack on 8-year-old Tali Shapiro in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The details in this 48 Hours account are horrifying.
It's a chilling case.
Yeah.
He lured her into his apartment and brutally assaulted her.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully, a witness saw what was happening and called 911.
Okay.
Literally saving her life.
Okay.
Literally saving her life.
Oh, wow.
But the trauma inflicted was undoubtedly profound.
Yeah. Lasting.
It's terrifying how close this came to being a murder.
Absolutely.
And then Alcala just pulls a disappearing act.
Right.
How did he manage to escape?
It's kind of where his manipulative skills and his ability to reinvent himself really come into play.
Okay.
He fled to New York.
Okay.
Adopted the alias John Berger.
Uh-huh.
And enrolled in NYU Film School.
Wow.
Get this. He even studied under Roman Polanski.
Oh, my God.
Talk about a creepy coincidence.
It's like he was living a double life.
Right.
Blending in with, aspiring filmmakers while having a warrant out for his arrest.
Exactly. And tragically, during his time in New York,
he
commits his first known murder. Cornelia Crilly.
Oh, wow.
A TWA flight attendant
Okay.
found strangled in her apartment.
Wow.
It's a chilling escalation of his crimes.
According to his Wikipedia entry, that case went cold for decades.
It did.
Solved much later using fingerprint technology.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing how advancements in forensics.
It is. Can, bring closure to old cases.
It really highlights the importance of never giving up on these investigations.
Right.
But back then, Alcala was still on the loose.
Right.
His photo ended up on the FBI's most wanted list.
Okay.
And he did get arrested eventually.
Oh.
You'd think that's the end of it, right?
You would think so.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh.
Because Tali Shapiro's family had moved to Mexico and couldn't testify.
Oh, wow.
Alcala ended up serving a minimal sentence for a lesser charge.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
It's a frustrating example of how justice can sometimes be delayed.
A major setback for sure.
Yeah.
And once he was back on the streets, it wasn't long before he was linked to another disappearance, Ellen Jane Hover, whose father owned a prominent nightclub.
This case is especially heartbreaking because her body wasn't found for a year.
Oh, wow.
It shows a clear pattern of targeting young women and the long, painful road to justice for their families.
So sad. It's incredibly sad.
It is.
And then, to top it all off,
Yeah.
he appears on the dating game.
Oh, yeah.
He actually wins.
I know.
I mean, can you imagine the shock
Oh my God,
of finding out you were on a date with a serial killer?
It's almost beyond comprehension.
Yeah.
Here he is charming his way onto national television.
Right.
Thankfully, the Bachelorette,
Cheryl Bradshaw,
refused to go out with him.
Yeah.
She found him creepy.
Good instincts.
Her instincts might have saved her life.
Talk about dodging a bullet.
Right.
And this is also around the time when his photography hobby takes a disturbing turn, right?
Yes. He begins photographing young men and women, some of the nude, for his so-called portfolio.
Oh, wow.
Police believe some of these photos might be of unidentified victims.
Oh, my God.
Adding another layer of mystery to this already complex case.
So at this point, Alcala has attacked a child, murdered at least 2 women, and is potentially building a collection of photos that could implicate him in further crimes.
Yeah.
And tragically, things are about to get even worse.
Oh, no.
The case of 12-year-old Robin Samso marks a turning point in this story.
This is where the investigation really starts to gain momentum.
Okay.
Alcala kidnaps and murders Robin, and the evidence eventually leads back to him.
Okay.
They found her earrings and hundreds of photos in his storage locker.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's when the long and complicated legal battles begin, filled with trials and appeals.
This is a point we need to delve deeper into.
Okay.
Alcala faced trial for Robin Samso's murder multiple times.
Okay.
With convictions being overturned on technicalities.
Wow.
It was a long and agonizing process for the families seeking justice.
It's infuriating, isn't it?
It is.
All the while, DNA technology is advancing, and it ends up playing a crucial role in this case.
You're right.
Yeah.
DNA evidence eventually links Alcala to 4 more murders in California.
Oh, wow.
Bringing some measure of closure to those families.
Yeah.
And highlighting the power of forensic science in solving cold cases.
So the walls are finally closing in on Alcala.
Yeah.
But he wasn't about to go down without a fight, was he?
Not at all.
Okay.
Remember his manipulative tendencies and lack of remorse we discussed earlier?
Yes.
Well, they're on full display during his 3rd trial.
Oh, really?
When he decides to represent himself.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting.
I know, right.
Alcala acting as his own attorney.
It was a bizarre spectacle.
Yeah.
He questioned himself.
Oh, my God.
Played disturbing music as part of his defense.
Oh, wow.
It was a clear display of his arrogance.
Yeah.
And complete detachment from the suffering he had caused.
And despite his attempts to manipulate the system, justice finally prevails.
It does.
After decades of legal wrangling, he's convicted of 5 murders and sentenced to death.
It's what he deserved.
What a relief that must have been for the families.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a long-awaited moment of justice.
Yeah.
But the story doesn't end there.
Oh.
He's then extradited to New York and pleads guilty to 2 more murders.
Wow.
Cornelia Crilly, whose case had gone cold for so long, and Ellen Jane Hover, whose disappearance had haunted her family and friends.
Right.
He received an additional 25 years to life for those crimes.
It's amazing how, even with a death sentence, the pursuit of justice continues.
It shows a commitment to holding perpetrators accountable no matter how much time has passed.
Absolutely. And the story takes another turn in 2013 thanks to Alcala's disturbing photography habit.
Yeah, this is where those photographs he took really start to play a crucial role.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One photo leads to the identification of Christine Ruth Thornton.
Okay.
A woman who had been missing from Wyoming since 1977 as one of Alcala's victims.
Oh, wow.
The chilling detail. She was 6 months pregnant at the time of her murder.
That's heartbreaking.
It is.
And it raises the question, how many more victims might be out there hidden in those photographs?
That's the haunting reality of this case.
Yeah.
Authorities have released hundreds of Alcala's photographs to the public.
Wow.
Hoping to identify potential victims and bring closure to their families.
That's amazing.
But hundreds remain unidentified.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's chilling to think about all those faces.
I know.
Each representing a potential victim.
Yeah.
A life potentially cut short.
It's like a window into the depths of Alcala's depravity.
It's chilling. Like each one is a potential victim.
Yeah. And it highlights the importance of,
public awareness.
Public awareness, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine if anyone recognizes a loved one in these photos. Someone who vanished without a trace.
It could be decades overdue answers.
Totally.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And it's not just about law enforcement.
Right.
The public can play a role.
Yeah.
Anyone who recognizes someone in those photos, no matter how small the detail, should come forward.
Right.
That one piece of information could make all the difference.
It's like a reminder that even in the digital age, with like all its anonymity and vastness, human connection and observation can still like crack a case wide open.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about harnessing the power of the collective.
Right.
Of people coming together to seek justice
and
bring peace to those who have suffered.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the unsettling world of Rodney Alcala, what's the, one big takeaway you want our listener to think about?
I think the biggest takeaway is that evil often wears a mask of normalcy.
Yeah.
Alcala was charming, engaging.
Yeah.
Heck, he won a date on a popular TV show.
I know.
But beneath that facade was a cold-blooded killer.
Right.
It's a chilling reminder to, trust your instincts, be vigilant, and never take appearances at face value.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
In a world where first impressions often dominate, remember it's okay to question, to be cautious, and to trust your gut.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the most dangerous predators are the ones who blend in seamlessly.
They really are.
So stay informed, stay safe, and never underestimate the power of your own intuition. Yeah, it's almost unfathomable that someone could be winning dates on national television while actively committing murders.
It's a disturbing testament to Alcala's manipulative nature.
Yeah.
He was able to construct this charming facade that concealed his deeply disturbed personality.
Right.
It's a chilling reminder that evil can be incredibly deceptive.
Absolutely. And with hundreds of his photos still unidentified, the full scope of his crimes remains a mystery.
It really does.
It's heartbreaking to think about all those families still searching for answers.
Unaware that their loved one might be among those faces.
Yeah, it is a haunting thought.
Yeah.
But it also emphasizes the potential these photographs have for bringing some measure of closure.
Right.
Even after all these years. Each identified face represents a life remembered, a story brought back from the shadows.
And that's where you, our listener,
Yeah.
can actually make a difference.
Absolutely.
If you're interested in true crime or just, feel compelled to help take a look at those photos.
You should.
They're readily available online.
They are.
You might be the one to spot a familiar face.
You could
missing piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. Imagine the impact you could have.
Yeah.
You could be the one to bring solace to a family that has endured years of agonizing uncertainty.
That's huge.
It's a powerful reminder that we can all play a role in the pursuit of justice, no matter how small.
It's a testament.
To the enduring power of hope, even in the darkest of cases.
Absolutely.
And it brings us back to something you mentioned earlier, trusting our instincts. Cheryl Bradshaw, the Bachelorette, who turned down Alcala's date, since something was off, she listened to that inner voice, and it might have saved her life.
It's a valuable lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
In a world where first impressions often hold so much weight, it's crucial to remember that appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to question. To be cautious. To trust your gut feeling.
Exactly. Because sometimes the most dangerous predators are the ones who blend in seamlessly.
It's true.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the unsettling world of Rodney Alcala, here's what we want you to remember. Stay informed.
Be vigilant.
Stay vigilant. And never underestimate the power of your own intuition.
Well said.
Thank you.
And remember, the search for truth and justice never truly ends.
It's true.
Those unidentified photos remain a haunting reminder of the work that still needs to be done.